Hi, Aries, and welcome to your reading for the week beginning the 1st of June 2025. The energy around you is of the High Priestess, and this is about your own intuition and your psychic ability, and this is growing. They are talking here about you just knowing and listening to yourself in that way. And it's also about hidden things being revealed to you that are beyond the veil of what we believe is reality, but also it can be things being revealed to you in your life that have been hidden. So it's interesting times. Let's have a look at what else is going on. So we have here some very interesting love cards. They're talking about, this is the traditional card of marriage, and this is the traditional card of marriage proposal. So some of you may be being proposed to or doing the proposing yourself. It's about choice and listening to yourself about timing. So it may not be quite the time to act if you're the one doing the proposing. Or if someone proposes to you, you might be in two minds. But we'll have a look at more about that a little bit later. It could also be talking about a big opportunity that is right in front of you. It is to do with the Knight of Cups is about planting seeds for the long-term future and opportunities. But the King of Swords in this context is more about a really big opportunity that would indicate a huge new beginning that is probably long-term and may take some time to organise. But it does appear to be something that you've wished for, or an idea that you've thought about possibly for a long period of time. You may be waiting for people to come in to help you, but it might be something that you can just do on your own as well. So it's a matter of organising things, putting yourself first and making yourself happy to do with this. But it's a long-term new beginning. These are final endings. The Ten of Swords is about the end of a difficult period, opening up a time for renewal and transformation. And it's releasing old patterns. It can also be releasing old people and relationships, and that's really what is indicated here. Sometimes the Knight of Swords, especially when it's with the Five of Swords, is about people who are manipulative and trying to impose their will on you. So that would be letting go of people like that. This could even be someone who's a bit mentally ill, quite frankly. So you would be walking away from that and asking your guides to help you, protect you, to show you the path forward. And the path forward is to do with love. The first step out of any difficult situation to do with people who are not being supportive is self-love. And that is what the Lovers is about when it's on its own here. But it's also about your guides loving you and helping you move forward too. Of course, not everyone's in this situation, but in a general sense, it is about staying away from anyone that you don't really feel is creating good energy. You might walk away from this person and feel drained or be able to see through. This might be part of this hidden things being revealed, being able to see how they zap your energy or some sort of manipulation. But that's okay. We all come across situations like that. It is about putting yourself first. So you do have, this is like the arrival of the cavalry to do with some sort of divine intervention to do with your success. And it could be to do with new opposition, new opportunities that could have faced some sort of opposition, maybe even from this person, but that you have success. So it's a step up. And this is the near future. So very soon, I feel like some of you have already stepped onto this path. And this is the line of karma. They're saying that you're looking at things from a different perspective to do with your work, and not staying in work or planning to leave work that is boring, mundane, that you are not getting anything from. It's probably not really quite the time to act just now. You might be doing two things at once, or waiting for a time that is right where you can step away and it's positive financially. Meditation has come up in the line of karma. You are being asked to meditate, and when you meditate, to listen to yourself and what feels right and what doesn't. And that really fits also with this, the card of your psychic ability and which way to go forward. The star is about new beginnings that are very positive, and they're embodying some sort of change where, again, you're stepping into your own power. The Hierophant is about not having an intermediary between you and source energy and making decisions based on your higher self. So these are all cards about change and transformation and leading into this very positive phase. And yes, some things are happening quickly, other things seem to be on hold, but it is a matter of juggling everything and listening to yourself. Temperance is the card of another fire sign, the card of Sagittarius, and it's about not jumping in and just doing things because you want them to happen straight away. It's about timing, it's about learning patience and not to go out on a limb, even though it's next to the card of the Fool, which is like being like a child. It is listening to yourself, though. There's a subtle difference between I want that, I'm going to try and force it to happen, and this feels right, I'm going to go this way. This doesn't quite feel right yet. I often, Librans often have difficulty making decisions, and well, all of us do at different times. And I often say to people, just take yourself off somewhere quietly, sit and find that space between thoughts, that feeling of peace, and then ask yourself, if I make this decision, will I be happy? And your body responds. If it's yes, it's like, yes. You feel excited, happy. There's no negativity at all. If you've got doubt and you've got a funny feeling in your stomach, in your gut, or you feel, I'm not sure, where there's doubt, it's not the right time or not the right decision. I feel like there are many positive decisions that you're making now, but some of them it's to do with timing. But you definitely have these new beginnings coming in. You also have this connection to, these are members of your soul group who may have passed over. It could be grandfathers, great-grandfathers, and you're being reminded that you're not alone. And especially when the High Priestess comes up. We, at the moment, we're third dimensional. We can only see, a small spectrum of light. There is so much around us that we're not aware of, and this is part of that. So trust is part of this as well, but really listening to yourself. Let's look at some more. We'll try and explore this love and commitment. This is really talking about what will make you happy now. And this is also to do with work. So it could also be business partnerships. It's not necessarily love partnerships, but it's thinking about what you want to bring in. There's some big opportunities here. They seem to be both of these cards are about communication with groups, long-term new beginnings to do with groups and communication, and planting those seeds now, which leads to much greater financial abundance. You may have scattered energy, they're asking you to bring it back to now. What will make you happy now, and what will put you on this path to greater financial stability? You do have some other opportunities coming in that aren't here yet. Certain things are on hold. This is what I keep getting. It's all about timing. And you are being tested on what you will and won't accept. So if something's only half right, whether that's a relationship, a love relationship, or whether it's to do with a work situation, an opportunity, a partnership, just wait. Because remember, hidden things will be revealed, and sometimes we're not just meant to jump in. It's about planning at the moment. You may have already started these things, but one thing leads to another. So listening to yourself as to when it's right to make the next step. Listening to your own wisdom. This is the card of the Starseed. It's coming up for everyone at the moment. And the big question that's coming up here, what have you come to do? What at the end of your life will you be glad that you have done? And what will you not be happy with? So, and this is specifically around your work and your connection with the public. They're also talking here about your health and that you are the expert to do with your health. So there's so much information out there in all sorts of subjects, but especially to do with health. So if something doesn't feel right, isn't sitting right with you, get a second opinion, a third opinion, try and work out what you need health-wise. And that can be to do with diet, it can be to do with routine, exercise, or it can be other things as well. There may be someone here trying to come back in that possibly wasn't supportive in the past. And so they're saying just look at which relationships have been of benefit for you and which ones haven't been of benefit, and make your decisions based on what they've proven in the past. But you are here for a purpose. You can't let anyone stop you. And this is often to do, this could be around health. This could be new beginnings to do with working as a healer. You may be a doctor or a nurse, but it can also be, and this is talking about large institutions, so that could very well be part of this. And having a lot of skill and knowledge and working within that area. But where do you want to work? Who do you want to work with? These sort of questions are coming up. And again, analysing how you can bring in over the next 2 years greater financial stability and having boundaries again around all of away from people who have stopped you in the past, possibly just through their negativity. You've got all the cards there. No, it really is time to work out who is of benefit in your life and who isn't. This can be relationships of deep regret. It's actually traditionally the card of marriage with deep regret. And it looks to me like some of you might just need to step out on your own a little bit more or withdraw into yourself. This builds your self-confidence and self-esteem. And I mean, when I was younger, I had certain people in my life who, they, it's like they try and psych you out. Every time you talk to them, you come away feeling self-doubt or zapped. And they're not really the kind of people that are going to support you and your success. So it's being around positive people, basically. Oh, and here they come. So this is people who are very positive, who are long-term friendships, members of your, well, you've known them in past lives, and it's a big step up from what you've had before in your life. That you could already have these people, and it's just a matter of sieving the negative ones out. But the key is peace and contentment and happiness, love, joy, laughter, fun in the sun, that sort of thing. And that's the big emotional lesson that's coming up at the moment. So these two cards, the Empress and the Lovers, are the two cards that are predominantly of creativity. And this creativity is about where you lose yourself. Whatever you're doing, the time just flies and you just have peace and totally in the moment. And that's what the world is about too. It's about being in the moment of now. And that's the emotional lesson. So this is also talking about short trips away. So some of you will be traveling. This also can indicate travel. And having a lovely time, you know, this is just very, very, very peaceful. So this is leaving turmoil for peace. So you may be leaving all of this turmoil behind, and really the Chariot is about flying higher, big incremental jumps up in your life. So that's extremely positive. So we have the card of the starseed here and your purpose. So we will look a little bit at that, because these are the cards of the starseed, the starseed oracle. Ah, well, that's beautiful. A new earth, it's happening. Keep holding the vision. This is what we're all meant to be doing, working towards the kind of earth we want to live on. One of peace. I mean, I read for people from all over the world, all different nationalities, all different people. We all want love, peace, joy, happiness. And this is what we're working towards. So keep the vision. I do meditational groups where we visualize the earth, you know, regenerating and beautiful. So keep this vision, and this is nature as well. So that's actually very beautiful. You might be instrumental in creating that too, to do with nature or animals, or even, you know, healing. There's so much information that's coming out now to do with all different areas, but especially to do with health. So be open to new ways of doing things. These are the Abraham Hicks Asking It Is Given cards. So every subject is two subjects, wanted and not wanted. And this goes with the law of attraction, in that what we put our attention on is what grows. If we think of what we want and then we immediately think, oh, but what if this happens? What if I don't get it? What if, you know, then we're actually focusing on the negative. We're bringing in negative emotions. We're spiraling down, and we're attracting things on a lower vibration. Whereas if we focus on what we want and we feel it as if we've already achieved it, then we start to attract what we want. These are the Dream Song Oracle cards, which are brand new. Let's have a look and see what they've got to tell us this week. Brave the journey. Well, it reminds me a little bit of the Fool, this card. But the Fool is like a child. They're not aware of danger or I mean, some children are very timid, but really this Fool is just taking that step. Yes, there's a precipice there, but He doesn't even notice. And this is also reminds me of the Ace of Wands. You can't see the end of the path, but trust. Take that first step. And this is around these opportunities and bringing in what you want to bring into your life. This also indicates, the earth is going through change, and a lot of old hierarchical structures are being exposed for corruption. So we'll look here about, these are the Earth Song Oracle cards, and we'll see what sort of vision we can hold for the new Earth, or add to that information. The ocean. Well, we've had we've got Neptune moving into Aries. Well, we've just had that on the 30th of March. And Neptune, of course, is all to do with water. So this is saying ocean, depth, darkness unknown, time to deep dive and discover your own depths. So the ocean and water is to do with emotion. This could be literal, though. This is about looking at the oceans, healing the oceans, caring about the oceans and those beings who live there. I'm in Australia, and all around the east coast, the south coast, there's, I don't know, something's gone on. And there's all sorts of creatures being washed up. I don't know what's happened, but we won't go into that. I have my theories. So, but really on an emotional level, this is about being, when emotions come up, clearing them. Any negative emotions, using the tools that you have available to you. Even if, you're in a remote area or you don't have access to healers, there's people like Brad Yates on YouTube who does emotional freedom technique tapping. You can even learn about rapid eye technology, and you can do that yourself, or breath work. All of these things help to clear old subconscious patterns and programs that, when we have negative subconscious patterns and programs, they bubble up and become conscious thought. So the way to change your thought, rather than mindfulness, which, you're always having to watch what you're thinking, is to change your subconscious patterns. And those tools I just mentioned all help, as does meditation. Magician and the Mirror. This is about transformation. You are the magician, and you are looking at yourself and transforming yourself. So I'll just do a couple of these, a couple more around that. Desk. Pay attention to your work. You may be spending a lot of time at your desk, like I am at the moment. Carriage. A journey, either physical or mental. Yes, this is coming up as a physical journey, but also it can be mental. It's like, you're flying up. This is a card of travel by road, actually, but in the sense of being able to fly higher every time you encounter something that is an obstacle or something to overcome. And again, leaving turmoil for peace. So a journey, either physical or mental, is coming up for you. Obstacles to overcome, as I just said. And that's the people, all these people who are under here. People behaving stupidly, move away from them. And I feel that you have successful outcomes to the problems. It's time to clear all of these people away from you, around, and this is great good fortune, that then it leads into good fortune. Four-leaf clover. So very positive cards, and it is all about the more attention you pay to your own psychic ability and to your own intuition, the bigger it grows. Your psychic ability is like a muscle, so exercise it at every chance you get, and it's great fun. So thank you very much for being here, Aries. I appreciate your staying till the end, and have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week. God bless.